Welcome to Donald's Psalmody class for presenters and tenor singers. The next tune in the 1970 Scottish Psalmody is Bedford. But in this part of the world, in Inverness in the Scottish Highlands, there's another tune that we sing which comes before Bedford, and that's the Bays of Harris. Now, Harris is in the Outer Hebrides, the islands off the northwest coast of the Scottish mainland. And my mother comes from North Harris, and this tune, the Bays of Harris, is after the bays in South Harris, composed by Alec Muir. So I'll include this tune here at this point. Many of you may not know the music, and I'll show you the music, and you can pause the screen and take a note of it if you want to. Because many people don't know the music, the tune gets sung wrongly in two different points, both at the beginning and at the end, and I'll comment on that after we've sung. Now, there are various psalms one could sing it to. The Highland Harmony Singers, which was a group of about 100 four-part singers in the Highlands here, used to sing it to Psalm 27. It was sung to Psalm 63 at Alec Muir's own funeral in 2010. But the psalm that's in the more official version is Psalm 65. So that's what we'll do. We'll sing the first stanzas of Psalm 65. And because it's unfamiliar, I'll just sing it in the soprano to familiarise you with the tune and make some comments on the tenor at the end. For those of you who want to look at the music first, that's the music, and you can see it's staff notation, but there's also, if you just pause it, you'll see that also it's got the so-fa notation as well. And those of you who are keen-eyed will notice that it's got DCM, which means it's double common metre. That is, it could be sung to two stanzas of the psalms, but is very often and only sung the first part for each stanza, so it's not sung as a double common metre tune in my experience. So let us sing then Psalm 65. We'll sing the first six stanzas. Praise waits for thee in Zion, Lord, to thee vows paid shall be. O thou that hearer art of prayer, all flesh shall come to thee. Iniquities I must confess, prevail against me do. But as for our transgressions, them purge away shalt thou. Blessed is the man whom thou dost choose, and makest approach to thee, that he within thy courts, O Lord, may still a dweller be. We surely shall be satisfied with thy abundant grace, and with the goodness of thy host in all thy holy place. O God of our salvation, thou in thy righteousness by fearful unto our prayers thine answer dost express. Therefore the ends of all the earth, and those afar that be upon the sea, their confidence, O Lord, will place in thee. Now, there are two mistakes commonly made with regard to this tune. The first is at the beginning, where instead of singing do, mi, re, do, so, some presenters start on so. So, mi, re, do, so. You can call that a variation rather than a mistake, but Alec Muir himself was not pleased with the mistake that was often made at the end, because you'll have noticed that the last line of each stanza comes down to do, do at the end, whereas many tunes go re, re, do, whereas it's re, do, do. And that is very commonly even by presenters. And of course that's a disharmony. Now of course disharmony is sometimes deliberately done, and we'll have occasion maybe to notice that. Have the final notes as re do rather than do do. There are 6 psalm singing congregations in Inverness here, and only one of them sings the tune properly. And what that shows is that the presenters are unable to teach the congregations properly how to sing. And indeed the leader of the Highland Harmony Singers here in Inverness that I mentioned already, there was 100 people gathering in that a cappella, which means without instrumental music, a cappella singers. He said that he had never succeeded in getting his congregation to sing it properly. Well, I would sing it properly, and after many years in the congregation I was in, at last they began to sing it properly in 2017, which is 3.5 years ago, and there are more people singing it properly now. That introduces the subject of presenters. I do want to mention presenters. We haven't done that very much so far, but the presenters do need to know how to manage a congregation. And there are all sorts of tips which, as time permits and as Lord spares us, I may get a chance to put them across to you. I used to hold presenters classes, not psalmody classes. Every congregation can sing. There's no difficulty getting a congregation to sing. The difficulty is getting a presenter that knows how to lead them. And therefore presenter classes is what's really needed to teach the presenters all the things, the mistakes which can be made, how to correct them, and what to do about it. And therefore it's really very poor, and this does happen, that there are presenters leading congregations who cannot actually read music. They know the music, they know the tunes, but they cannot read music, and it's not good enough. Malachi chapter 1 at the end tells us that we should be having high standards in everything we do with regard to the worship of God. So I think we'll leave it at that. There's so much more could be said, but possibly I did say I might mention something with regard to the tenor. And you may notice that in those of you who do have the music and who do have the tenor, you can see that there's some awkward notes at the beginning of the third line, which I didn't sing. It starts with a ta, do, ti, la, do, ta, la. That's what it sounds like, do, ta, la. And when you have difficulty with notes like that and with jumps, you can always put in an intermediary note or slip off to another note. So for instance, it says here, ta, la, ti, do. Now the tenor doesn't go up to the do, but the soprano does. And so if you have difficulty going ta, la, ti, so, that jump down to the so, it just takes practice. But you can slip up from the T to the top do, the same as the congregation. But I've gone on long enough, and it's not many people will be singing the tenor, I don't think, of the Bays of Harris. So we'll just give that a miss on this occasion. Until the next time, the Lord spares us. God bless you and keep you.